While California has spent nearly 2 decades and over $100 billion on a high-speed rail line that's still nowhere near reality, China has built an entire network of them. In the time it takes the West to debate a single project, China has laid over 48,000 kilometers of high-speed track, enough to circle the entire planet. This isn't just a story about trains, it's a story of two futures being built at two very different speeds, and one is leaving the other in the dust. For decades, the West wrote the rulebook on ambition. The Hoover Dam, the interstate highway system, the Golden Gate Bridge, these were monuments to progress, symbols of nations that dreamed big and built bigger. But somewhere along the way, that ambition stalled. It got lost in endless bureaucracy, political squabbling, and a culture that started seeing infrastructure as a cost, not an investment. Meanwhile, a completely different story was unfolding on the other side of the world. A story of a nation the world now calls the infrastructure maniac. China isn't just catching up. It's building at a scale and speed that seem to defy the laws of physics and economics. This is about more than just concrete and steel. It's a story of vision, willpower, and a fundamental shift in global power, written in the language of engineering. Today, we're looking at the mega projects that are not just transforming a nation, but are making the West's own achievements look ancient. Section 1. The High-Speed Rail Race. There's no greater symbol of the West's infrastructure paralysis than the California High-Speed Rail project. Voters approved it way back in 2008, with the promise of whisking passengers between Los Angeles and San Francisco in under 3 hours. The initial budget was about $33 billion, with a completion date of 2020. Today, almost 2 decades later, not a single passenger has boarded a train. The budget has exploded to an estimated $128 billion, and the most optimistic timelines don't see even a partial segment opening until 2033. It's become a global punchline for delays, overruns, and dysfunction. Now, let's look at China. While California was debating, China was building. Since its first major high-speed line opened in 2008, the country has constructed the largest and most advanced network on Earth, stretching to more than 50,000 kilometers by 2025. That's more than the rest of the world combined. The journey from Beijing to Shanghai, a distance similar to New York to Jacksonville, Florida, takes just 4.5 hours on a Fuxing series train, gliding at 350 kilometers per hour. And they're not slowing down. The next generation CR450 prototype is already being tested at speeds of 450 kilometers per hour. And there are plans to expand the network to 60,000 kilometers by 2030, connecting all cities with over 500,000 people. In Shanghai, the future is already here. The Shanghai maglev, using magnetic levitation, hits a staggering 460 kilometers per hour, making a 30-kilometer trip in just over 7 minutes. While the West is stuck on the bicycle, China is building the rocket. Section 2. The Battle of the Bridges. The United States has iconic bridges, but many are relics of a bygone era. It's estimated that over 40% of U.S. bridges are past their intended 50-year service life, creating a constant, costly cycle of repair and maintenance. Building a new one, that can take a decade of approvals and debate. In China, they build for the next century. Look no further than the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, an engineering feat that almost defies belief. This isn't just a bridge, it's a 55-kilometer long sea crossing system. It's made of 3 cable-stayed bridges, 4 artificial islands, and the world's longest immersed tunnel for road traffic, stretching 6.7 kilometers under one of the busiest shipping channels on the planet. Completed in about 9 years, it cut a 4-hour road journey down to just 30 minutes. But it's the engineering resilience that truly humiliates older Western designs. The HCMB is built to last 120 years, twice the average lifespan of an American bridge. It can withstand a magnitude 8 earthquake, a super typhoon, and the impact of a 300,000-ton cargo ship, using advanced techniques like prefabricated pile caps and one-time vertical rotation for its steel pylons. Chinese engineers conquered open sea currents and complex geology at a speed considered impossible just a generation ago. This isn't just connecting cities, it's a statement of engineering dominance. Section 3. The Smart Cities of Tomorrow. In the West, the idea of a smart city often means adding sensors to traffic lights or rolling out a new payment app for the bus. The focus is on retrofitting aging infrastructure, a slow, expensive process of fixing potholes and replacing 100-year-old water mains. In China, they're building the smart city of tomorrow from the ground up. Welcome to the Sheng'an New Area, about 60 miles south of Beijing. In 2017, this was mostly farmland. Today, it's a rapidly emerging metropolis designed to be a high-level socialist modern city by 2035. It's being built as a primary destination for functions relocated from Beijing, and by 2025, over 300 central state-owned enterprises had already set up branches there. What makes Xin'an so different is its digital twin concept. An entire virtual version of the city exists in a supercomputing center, allowing for real-time management of everything from traffic flow and energy use to flood control. Roads are designed to communicate with autonomous vehicles. Underground utility tunnels contain all pipes and wires for easy maintenance. And the city is becoming a hub for AI, aerospace, and digital tech companies. Buildings are made with self-healing concrete, and AI-powered robots handle tasks from construction to making coffee. While the West is patching up the past, China is building a city where physical and digital worlds are born together, creating a living laboratory for the future of urban life. The sheer breadth of China's ambition is almost hard to wrap your head around. It's not just one or two standout projects, but a relentless wave of them. They're undertaking the South to North Water Transfer Project, the longest aqueduct system in the world, designed to divert massive amounts of water from the river-rich south to the arid north, a project on a continental scale. They're carving the Sichuan-Tibet Railway through the Himalayas, a line dubbed the world's most impossible railway. This railway crosses 14 active earthquake zones and peaks at over 4,000 meters high. Upon its full completion around 2030, it will slash a 3-6-hour journey to just 13 hours. For decades, this terrain was considered a forbidden zone for railway construction. They have built the world's largest dams, like the Three Gorges and the Baihetan hydropower station, which generates enough electricity to power entire regions. Baihetan even has a ship lift that can raise vessels weighing thousands of tons over 100 meters in under an hour. They've built the world's largest airports and the world's highest bridges. The list goes on and on. A display of a nation that sees a mountain and puts a tunnel through it, sees an ocean and builds a bridge over it. The stark contrast between China's can-do mentality and the West's can-we debate is about more than just construction speed. It's a difference in vision. China sees infrastructure not as a line item on a budget, but as the very foundation of its economic power, national pride, and the quality of life. It's all made possible by a system of centralized planning, state-backed financing, and a complete mastery of the industrial supply chain that allows them to execute what others only talk about. While the U.S. remains the world's wealthiest nation, it seems to have lost the political willpower to invest in its own future on a grand scale. The result? You have one country that feels like it's living in 2040, while much of the West feels stuck in the past. The great projects of the 21st century, the fastest trains, the longest bridges, the smartest cities, aren't rising in California or Europe. They're rising in China. This isn't just humiliating. It's a profound challenge to the global order. It forces us to ask, is infrastructure the new measure of a superpower? And if so, who is truly building the future? What do you think? Which of these mega projects impressed you the most? Is China's approach the model for the future? Or are there hidden costs to building this big, this fast? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And for more deep dives into the projects and powers shaping our world, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update.